So we are recording, though.
We are good.
All right, so let's just get started, and we'll go live when it goes live. All right. My mics are up.
I'm up.
Okay.
I'm good.
Hi, everybody. Want to welcome to 15 July Parks and Rec Committee meeting. Let's go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. All rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Today's the 14th.
Is it?
No, it's the 15th.
Today's the 15th. Yesterday was the 14th.
Huh, okay. No wonder no one's been anywhere I've gone. I've been traveling, so I'm,
Oh.
okay.
All right, so I handed out a packet that has the minutes from our June meeting.
Okay.
If you guys want to run through that really quick, I think the only thing, you said you had one thing on it.
There's a guest missing.
Okay. Do you have the sign-in sheet from last month?
I do not have a sign-in sheet from last month.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Dumpster 50.
Let me look through my notes. We had Shelley Lockman. Shelley Lockman in the minutes?
Yes, she's in the minutes.
I do not have the name of the other woman, unfortunately. I don't know why.
Yeah, because Shelley had a guest with her.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Correct, and I do not have, oh, there it is. Allison Weldon, Allison, last name Wheldon.
There it is.
Okay. I don't remember seeing anything else. I believe the rest of it was
No,
pretty.
I believe the rest of it was true.
Okay. Dave, are you solid on the minutes? Or you need a minute?
We're good.
All right. So, can I get a motion to accept the June 17 minutes as noted to be amended?
I second that.
No, I can't have a motion. I need a motion.
Oh.
You need to motion it.
Oh, I need to make a
Yeah.
motion.
I can't.
Okay.
Say so moved.
I would like to make a motion to accept Allison Weldon to have the minutes corrected
And accept the minutes. as
and
amended.
accept the minutes as they are read
Amended.
and amended.
Second.
Thank you.
Don't blame me.
All in
All
favor?
in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
And you say no? No.
Sorry.
Motion passes.
Right.
I
Minutes
am-
from June 17 are accepted.
I am learning.
All right, we have a lot to talk about, unfortunately, so I want to try and get through a lot of this as quickly as possible so we can have time for discussion. Junior Generals is supposed to be here tonight. They did say they're going to be running late, so we will skip over that portion, other than I wanted to talk about this little contract, I guess, for lack of a better term, for it. Does anybody have anything to add to the agenda?
No,
No? Okay,
other than we'll move the director piece to the end.
not a problem. Okay, noted. Minutes are done. Nobody here from the public. We'll hear from the budget, from the director, facility updates. That's all gonna be with the director. Okay. So I guess let's go over this contract I wrote up. The RSA that I attached, the only thing I could find was that the Board of Select has the authority to allow people to lease parts of town land or property or allow for things to be stored on it, basically. That was really all I could dig up on this kind of situation. It's kind of a weird situation because we're not accepting something to the town.
And it's
You
not
know,
a-
most
and it's not a,
things-
per- and it's not a permanent structure.
Exactly, and it's not a permanent structure. I also talked to the building department to make sure we didn't have to worry about any permits, and we are good to go on that because it's temporary storage, and it's up to us and Board of Select as to what the terms were for that. But as far as permitting, nothing to worry about. So this basically is just giving an individual, a group, otherwise, permission to put temporary structures on town property. I wrote it up as more than just generals in case we have an opportunity to reuse this. I think I laid out pretty well the terms. The information, I think, is thorough enough. Made a point that we are not accepting ownership of the structure. It is not ours. They're just borrowing a piece of land to put it on. Obviously, that the agreement can be terminated. You know, I doubt we'd have to worry about that, but just to have it in there. I asked for the attachment of some documents. It's more just kind of make it a little bit more official and make sure everybody's on the same page. This is what we're doing, this is what we're putting in, this is where it's going officially. The kind of set of rules I recommended to put in place. Right off the bat, this is not going to be maintained or protected by Park or the town. This is solely on the owner responsibility. That any structures, trailers, connexes, whatever, have to be approved by us and the Board of Select. That's kind of, again, just putting it in there officially. Recommended that the structure be insured by the owner because, again, it's not covered by us, so it's on them to take care of their stuff. Maintenance in the structure is on the owner. Laid out that the vegetation growth around the structure has to be maintained by the owner. Graffiti has to be cleaned up by the owner as soon as possible. If graffiti cannot be removed, it must be painted over. Placement of the structure, including install removal, should not cause damage to other structures or fields without specific approval of us or the Board of Select. Obviously not worried about them hitting anything, more worried about tearing up field damage, and again, for future potential use of this. And then just a notation of a regular kind of check-in with us or the Park and Rec director. Hey, how's your, storage unit going, kind of thing.
The word regular is open to interpretation. Should we say annual or something like that, so?
Every 6 months, I would say every.
When I had a teenage son, regular call-ins were different for him than me, and that caused some problems until we straightened it out.
Okay.
I'm just
I
suggesting.
would get behind that.
Yeah.
An annual or every 6 months.
6 months, I would say every 6 months.
Okay.
And then I would also, not to nitpick, but on the vegetation growth, maintain around the structure, I would just say X number of feet out, whether you say 2 feet or 3 feet. Just,
So on that, on the specific junior generals one, it's not gonna be that much of an issue. We could say 3
if you're
feet.
making this as a general blanket,
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking
would just
6
put it,
feet or something around. What
Because
we
like-
talked about with the fields, people should be able to get around something if
Right.
possible, I guess.
I would just pick a distance and go for it. I mean, because, obviously 6 feet, most likely a foot out around that's gonna be fine because the mowing crew's gonna get the rest. But 6 feet around the Boy Scout trailers is probably,
The woods.
is a bigger thing, because they don't mow up around there, they don't even maintain up around
No,
in
they
there.
don't. It's on us. 3 feet?
Start with that.
Start with 3 feet. That sound good?
Sound good?
All right. 3 foot,
Easement,
Buffer.
buffer.
sure. That works. Okay,
And just say 3 feet from the structure.
sure. Okay.
Okay. Other than that, I'm happy with it.
Everybody's happy with it? No,
Do we want to set a, time of temporary structure? Do we want to set any kind of limits when this needs to be renewed?
that's up to us. That
But
is-
you said up to 5 years. So you say it on the very first page
Okay,
of up to 5 years. So every 5 years, it needs to be renewed.
wait, I don't see,
It's
I don't
one,
see that.
two, third line up from the bottom.
Oh, he's looking at the RSA.
I'm looking at the
Oh, the
RS,
RSA, okay.
I'm looking
yeah.
at the RSA.
Yeah,
So whether we want to put that into ours, because it's in the RSA, so whether you want to put, this needs to be renewed every 5 years per RSA, whatever that
We could
is.
say period of time for temporary, up to 5 years.
no more than 5 years.
Can be renewed.
Might want to put something in there, as per, RSA,
Yeah,
Yeah.
such and such, the contract is, shall be renewed,
May be renewed as long as both parties agree.
every 5 years or thereabouts.
Or maybe we just want to reference that by signing this, they agree to the RSA.
Well, as long as we reference the RSA, that it needs to be, that the agreement would have to be updated.
yeah. So, yeah, we could just, I mean, either way, I can lay out that it can be updated every 5 years, no more than 5 years, or just put, note the RSA and,
I think you
I would
should
just
note
say-
the RSA, because if they decide they want to take it down, they're not blanketed into something longer.
Well, they could take it out anytime,
yeah, that's.
They could take it out anytime, but they can't have it more than 5 years it can be up to 5 years per the RSA. We can then talk about renewals renewal can be another,
Okay, so I'll
we
put
can be,
that,
renewals can be done as long as all parties agree.
I mean,
So-
as long as we put it in here, I would say do both, have it, up to 5 years as per
per
RSA.
RSA, okay. So I'll add that to the end of abide by the following as a separate line, because I want to leave the period of time for structure, like you say, if somebody only wants to have it there for a year.
Right.
We don't have to lay all that out in that section. So I'll lay that out in, abide by the following.
Perfect.
And like I say, don't forget, we may already have something like this, and Town Administrator Bolton can probably find something
Yeah.
that, or something that's close enough that can be tweaked a little bit, but at least this will give you a starting point.
That's kind of what I was hoping for. I mean, I made a couple of phone calls and it seemed like everybody was just kind of like, I've never heard of anyone doing this before, so.
We may
We're
not
kind
have,
of-
and,
Yeah, we're kind of trailblazing, I think.
yeah, and we may not have done it before, and we may want to start going back to anybody that is borrowing property for storage.
Or for
So I already.
financial gain.
This is, yeah. I've already acknowledged that this is gonna affect the scout trailers. And Pack and Troop are aware of that new rules were coming to that, because those were given permission back when Bolton was built, basically, and nothing has been done about it. And I know there have been complaints about the scout trailers. So the Pack and the Troop are aware that this may become, something like this may become a standard, and that the scout trailers might be held to the same standard, so.
Well, that's only,
I think they should.
it's only fair. And I understand that it's a huge cost to paint those.
Can of paint, a roller.
Yeah, but it's a
It's the
50,
cut.
it's a 50-foot trailer at 10 feet high, it went
It was-
10 feet high.
Yeah, it was thousands in paint.
Need an extension.
Like, it was not. It was not good. And so I'm the committee chair for the PAC, and I'm going to the troop, so I can speak on this a little bit, but yeah. We know it's probably gonna become the standard, it's just not cheap, so.
Yeah.
But somebody else will probably speak to Mark about that, because I will not play both roles anymore.
Understood.
I'm not playing that game anymore. Okay, so we're all good with accepting this?
Yep.
As kind of a standard for now from us with the modifications we agreed
Yep.
to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
I don't, at this point, I don't think we need a motion to officially accept them since we're still in draft form.
yeah, so my plan is I'll modify this and then email it to junior generals because they wanted to have something signed so that they can start laying it down, or do you want to have us approve this? We're kind of on a,
Time
I
crunch.
would run it by our town administrator first.
okay,
Make the
just-
changes, bring it by to Naomi, and
And then just say, hey, this is what we're looking at, do you think this is acceptable as is, do we have something similar, do we already have it in place?
okay.
And then she can, but like I said, it's not a, there's no money being changed or anything like that, this is just an official recognition, that they have permission to have a building or a storage unit.
Exactly, yeah. 'Cause like I said,
speaking of that, because the Boy Scouts are the only other ones that have,
at this time, yeah.
and the Snack Shack at Inison does store a bunch of whack stuff in it. We just need to work on them cleaning up around the back of it. So, that's one thing that we want to, and, we really need to get on. Unfortunately, now we're changing directors with them and presidents with them, but once they get their new person, we really need to hold their feet to the fire and say, hey, look, you need to get this done
Yeah.
and sent to us. And I would say, by the end of the year, so that it can get onto, does it have to go on to, is it
We need to have at least a 2-week, publication so that we can have the public hearing on it, and then the Board of Selectmen can accept.
it just doesn't have to go on to, I didn't know if it had to go on to the ballot,
No,
Okay.
it's,
Because this is a donation.
this is a donation, but we do have to have a public notice
Yeah.
to
Right.
talk about it.
So I was gonna say, that was gonna be one of my other things I was gonna try and go after before the end of the year, was get that thing squared away at Inison, because it's just how long has it been going on now? 5 years?
at least.
Something like that? Like,
I'm
that's
not
just
sure.
getting ridiculous at this point. Let's just wrap it up.
Let's see, yeah, at least that long, because my daughter was in softball in 6th grade, and she's already graduated high school, so. So it's been at least 7 years that it's been going on.
Well, to be somewhat hard-nosed about it, right, there's been no push on them to do it. There's been no financial or other reason they can use it. So,
Yeah.
if necessary, could be, hey, it's not, doesn't have a certificate of occupancy, can't be using it, we put a padlock on it.
I mean, I think everybody's just trying to be nice, and I
Oh, I
don't know
agree.
what Wax story is, but like, 5 years? Yes, nobody's really been leaning on them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
at
have,
at the very least, we should make clear what our expectations are.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that may, with new directors there and stuff, that may not be.
So I'll keep my ear out for when they get their new directors and president, and when I hear something, I will shoot them an email and be like, hey, we need to get this done.
I don't remember what the specific issues that need to be corrected were, but
Like a,
there are a
it was
few.
something to do with the stairs on the outside and whatever. I mean, we'd have to go back and, I think we're gonna have to almost go back to the building inspector and say, okay, what was the problems? Here's the issues, these need to be corrected by year end, or we're padlocking it and you're gonna be locked out of the structure until it's fixed. And
Okay. We're still gonna wait on Kristen until.
we can
later?
call, I can call her, she's working at the lake, so we can call her and bring her in on the conversation. If we're
Why
that,
don't we- You and I started talking about Bolton a little bit. Why don't we focus on that
Yeah.
real quick? So, Dave, you know this, and James, you know this. When we did all the purchasing last year for Bolton, for all the projects, we did not lay out any budget expectations for install. At the time, the money, as I understood, was only allowed to go towards purchasing stuff, not towards saying, hey, it's gonna cost us $2,000 to, have this done or have that done, installed, the wood chips being a prime example. The wood chips took a long time for various reasons, weather was not in our favor.
Right.
Thanks to Ron and some of his crew, and I'll let you speak on that.
I need, no, please.
Yeah, so we had talked about, me having some connections, so I reached out to my connections. Dan from East Point Rentals was generous enough to donate 2 machines to help move wood chips. A-Bear Tree Service donated a laborer to
Hey,
aid
can you
in
join in on this?
moving and raking wood chips.
All right.
I had also reached out to a personal,
I'm gonna add Kristen in. Kristen, we're talking about, Bolton and the playground.
Oh, I sent the notes in an email to the park email group.
Okay, but we're just going over the wood chips and things like that, so
Okay,
Ron's gonna talk about what went on with that.
perfect.
and I had reached out to a personal friend who also owns a local business, Vinny Sentinelli. He aided in helping move some wood chips as well.
Super.
So we got it done. And yeah,
Well, I think we should probably have a formal, if we haven't already had a formal recognition of their efforts and
yep.
No, yeah, I'd like to say thank you a lot. I mean, you guys, East Point, that was a lot of time and effort.
Yes, it was.
Resources that went into it, and I think from Park and the town, I think thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You sacrificed your weekend.
I'm glad that, I
Can you
was
mute
able
your
to help
line?
and make it happen.
I was gonna see, I think, Kristen, do you have control of the Facebook page?
Kristen was working on the Facebook page today with Pam.
Okay.
I believe she now has administrator rights. We also wanted to know, who else needs administrator rights. Pam actually still has administrator rights, so she wants to know who else we would need to add tonight, who else wants administrator rights. So I assume Matt wants it and Ron wants it, because you guys are both officers. Do you want to limit it to just the officers and say Matt, Ron, I, and Kristen all have access to make updates?
I think that's pretty reasonable. Officer positions, Kristen.
it wouldn't hurt to keep our town clerk having.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I would absolutely like to keep the town clerk, and I think we should, as a position, the town clerk and the officers of the commission. Maybe we should take a vote on that to make it official. I don't know. Okay. All right, so we're gonna say, yeah, the Park and Rec director, the commission officials, and the town,
Clerk.
clerk will have the Facebook administrative rights.
Because Pam is obvious.
Hoping to be removed, though.
Yeah, Pam was hoping to be, I was about to say that. Pam was hoping to be removed, but she would basically just be as an ultimate backup.
Yeah, that's-
If the four of us all hit Powerball and are on island somewhere, that somebody else could.
Yeah, I think it's more of a backup for us. Not that the town clerk would be actively doing anything, it's just a backup
Right, it's,
access.
right, it's an official
Yeah.
town thing, and somebody officially with the town should
Yeah,
have access to it.
they're controlling it. If we're gonna do that, if Kristen, if you could make a post about, Ron and a Bear and East Point, getting those playground chips done so that it can go out on our Facebook page, and if you're on maybe the We Are Ware page, maybe throw it out there as well, or I can throw it out there on
You'd
We
have
Are
to,
Ware.
you have to put it in. So Ron, if you want to send it to the park group of who exactly it was.
I will.
And then Kristen will make a public post for it on the Facebook page.
Yep, I can do that.
And I do believe I mentioned it at the Board of Select meeting as well, that you guys were out there, so.
Are you gonna put it on the where it's at page now?
Oh, the Where It's At page, I
Oh.
forgot about that. I gotta
Yeah.
figure out all the whatever 10 pages we have now. Okay, so,
Can't we just have one and get along?
let's get back on track.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, we still have a lot to do with Bolton, okay? We purchased the sandbox structures, we have the repaired component for the tube slide. We already discussed the work that we're trying to get the landscapers to do, but, we need to come up with a plan for getting the rest of this work done. It's gonna require equipment to finish ripping out the old sandbox structure. It's gonna require some equipment to grade the ground. They're in with metal stakes, bro. They were using an excavator from the town when they were pulling them up in the winter.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, metal stakes like that. It's ridiculous.
They're not supposed to go anywhere.
No, they're not.
No,
The ground for the new sandbox is gonna have to be graded and leveled. That's obviously got a sunshade structure over it, so it takes a little bit of finesse. And then we need to have the sandbox installed, and we need to have sand purchased.
Do we put anything under the sand, between the soil and the sand?
There should be a weed
There
barrier.
should be a weed barrier minimum. Some people throw gravel, crushed stone down underneath, some people
I would
don't.
throw a weed
I would
barrier.
Just a weed barrier and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
However, this requires time, equipment, and money to do. So we have to figure out a plan for all this. The slide thing, I believe the guy who fixed the slide said he will come out and do the work. I have to dig back in our notes and.
yeah, Denise said he would come out and install it.
Yeah,
I don't know, does he still have it?
as far as I know.
So we need to reach out to Denise and find out,
The emails from him, I believe Denise had forwarded all to the park email. I just have to go back and, dig that stuff up. Again, that's the least of the worries, is not the least of the worries, the easiest thing to do. We have a gentleman who disassembled it, he fixed it, he said he was willing to help us put it back together. That's really more amount of somebody getting together with that guy and planning it and getting it done. So, how do we want to go about finishing up the sandbox project so that we can get it wrapped up and try and get Bolton Playground back up to speed?
I'll donate my time in an excavator.
I've got some time, it all just depends on when it
Yeah,
is, you know.
I mean, I've got some free time as, not all the time, but you know what I mean. Summer is busy, man.
Yeah,
All of a
it
sudden,
is.
my
It
summer is
is.
super busy.
I can donate my managerial capabilities to supervise.
Plan it. We'll do it.
Well, do we need to, we've got equipment,
Yep.
do we have a list of tasks that we need to do? Do we have any time, is this a 6-hour job, a 12-hour job, a 4-hour job?
It depends.
Yeah.
Or do we have-
Well, you could almost put in the new tile, ripping out the ties is different than just going and installing the new ones. Are the new ones in the shed down there?
They haven't been delivered. We haven't taken delivery of them.
Okay, so that's the one thing we gotta get arranged.
We didn't arrange it because we had nowhere to store it, and we didn't have a plan for install,
Right,
so.
because,
So maybe the first thing is to do is to rip out the old one and then
That's the, yeah.
see where we're at?
Yeah, so that's the first step. Rip out the old one, and then have a solid plan for, we're going in there for a weekend probably, to grade.
Weekend would
Build.
be.
well, you may be able to do grade, rip it out and grade it
Grade.
with this, depending on,
Correct.
Yeah.
with the excavator to be able to do both. So then it's ready to have the slide pieces and, the boxes, then we just gotta order the boxes, whether, because the park is open, whether we can have them delivered to the park and then we can move them from the park to Bolton.
Yeah. I had asked Naomi if we had storage available at the barn or something, the town barn or a DPW, and I did not get a response. My initial thought was to just have them get delivered, so at least we had ownership of them, and then however we figured out the rest. Ripping stuff out, I think we can work out a Saturday or whatever.
Yeah.
Just, we'll go down there and just tear it out.
Yeah, and just send a text or an email to all of us, and people who are available can show up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I like the idea of if you could get it delivered to the park. If we need to get it picked up, I have trailers, I have trucks.
Yep.
I can get it from there to Bolton.
No, they said they would deliver it.
Okay.
They're just waiting on us, and they knew that we had this was an ongoing
Yeah.
project for us.
I mean, they're not gonna walk, I mean, these are big, heavy things, right? They're not gonna walk away from the
No.
park.
Well, we gotta know that they arrived, so that would be the one thing is if they don't have to have anybody sign for them, as long as, they sent us a text and said, hey, these things, we're delivering these things, they're here. If we knew an exact time, then we could get somebody to go down and meet them and
At least sign.
obviously, if we had met them at at Bolton, it'd be easier, because then you're not moving them and you can have them,
Correct.
get them as close to it as they possibly could.
Yeah, I don't see them nobody's moving them by themselves. Maybe two guys toss them into a bed of a pickup truck or a trailer, but that would be quite an operation to go down and jack them, so.
Well, and we're not gonna have hopefully, we're gonna schedule this so that they're delivered and installed relatively quickly.
Exactly, yeah. That was my thought as well.
Is the sand, is the sand?
Yeah, that was one of my other questions. Are we removing material that's there, that sand, or are we gonna,
That sand is gonna stay where it's at.
Okay.
We're just gonna kind of level it out a little bit,
And
and
then
then we'll
put
probably cover it with
some
some
weed-
remaining wood chips or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just gonna leave it and just kind of let it do its own
Okay.
thing, because we're gonna get fresh sand for the new box. That was not covered either when we did all this. I think at the time we were talking about seeing if we could get it through DPW in the town. Other than that, we would have to pay for it.
from Brownie Sand and Gravel?
Probably from Brownies, we'd have to get bids, or 3 quotes, I should say.
Yeah.
If we have to purchase it, we would have to get 3 quotes. Because that's what we had to do with the chips.
Is that a process we should start now?
We just have to figure out how big.
Do we know the volume?
That's what we have to
Okay.
figure out, is pull up the dimensions again from how big this thing was. Do you remember?
I don't remember how many ties we got.
Yeah, I don't,
I'd assume we're gonna end up having to get it usually it's by the yard.
Yep.
Yes.
yeah, it's gonna be by the yard, yeah.
We just
A
wanna make
lot of
sure that it's, well,
I mean, I see easily probably 3 yards based off the old one.
It's not a ton of,
Well, it is and it's not a lot of sand. We probably need to go 10 inches deep, if wood chips was 10 inches.
no, I mean, it's, however, you wanna be like at least 3 or 4 inches down from the edge of where the ties are. So it all depends on how tall these ties are, and basically that's what you wanna do, is just
I
basically,
think we should get delivery of them and lay it out, kinda see what we have to work with and what we're actually gonna need.
yeah.
Can-
We
we
just,
can
right
measure.
now, I think we just go out and get, hey, what's the price per yard for sand, for playground sand? And,
Hi, football fans.
Hello, hello. All right, somebody wanna take lead on sand? Randy?
I mean, I can call around and get quotes if you
Yeah.
want, yeah, I can do that.
Okay,
I would say 5, just ask for 5 yards of playground sand, because
yeah.
And then Brownies may be the best just because they're local and especially if you tell them it's for Bolton Field and
Yeah.
they may not charge the delivery fee to
Yeah.
drop it off. I don't think we'll get it from DPW because the sand they have is not playground sand and it has rock, it'll probably have rocks in it.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
probably the same sand that they dump on our road and we have,
Well, it's, when the kids get cuts, it just kind of gets
Stings a little bit.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, definitely make sure to say, hey, we're from Park and this is for the town.
Yep.
It definitely made a difference when I called about wood chips last year, so.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd say probably maybe call 4 or 5 places and look at 5 yards, you think? Just as a-
Brownie, you can try Brownie sand and gravel.
Yep.
Eldon Towns has a pit with sand.
Yeah.
I know
There's
Henniker
Henniker's.
Stone has sand, and then there is a place in Goffstown.
Dodgers would have Dodgers in New Boston.
I don't think Dodgers would in New Boston might have it. Yep. And then there's a place in Goffstown, right behind Magoo's. I can't think of the name.
Is there a difference between playground sand?
Yes.
and-
Yeah.
You want almost like beach sand.
Yeah,
It's softer.
yeah.
It's
That's what I was thinking. I was like, not
Gentle.
landscaping sand. It's
No, it's beach
softer,
sand.
yeah. Okay.
it just has, and they take the rocks and stuff like that out of it.
We can import the white sand from Florida.
have our own little beach and where.
There we go. Put some umbrellas up, we'll have fun. All right. So I will dig up the info on the slide
Okay.
and I will pull up the info on the, sandbox ties. And when I get that info, I'll reach out to everybody via email and let you know, and then we can coordinate for a date for delivery and, let us know when you have the quotes, and then we can just kind of meld it all together and come up with a date and move forward with it. Does your excavator have a bucket so we can grade with it as well?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat? Okay.
I don't have a grading bucket. I have a digging bucket.
I know
but
somebody who's got a grade rake and all the
I
equipment
can,
to do this,
I can do a good job.
so. I mean, we can really dig into it if you want.
Is your equipment by Tonka?
No, it's Bobcat. It's big and yellow.
So's Tonka.
Well, Tonka's
Or
yellow.
big and white, I'm sorry.
I just figured,
Tonka's yellow.
we're just playing in sand, I figured.
That would be cat.
I'm sorry, my brain is just not here today. All right.
Do you want to talk about the landscaper in Bolton while, so, 'cause
Yeah.
some of that was for the general,
Yep.
we were asking on the general benefit and see what,
Hi. Okay, so we,
no, not yet. We're
Not
gonna,
yet.
we have a couple of things we did talk to the landscaper today. They're gonna work on a couple of the things to make sure it's because you guys mentioned mowing it back. They are gonna give us a price. It is in the contract, they're gonna bushwhack that field, the hill going up before the start of the season. So they're gonna go out and do that in August, so it looks nice for soccer and for football. They are also going to give us a price to put loam on that and basically hydro seed it and turn it into grass. So you'd actually be able to, people would actually be able
they'll
to
sit up on the hill.
sit on the hill. They're also gonna give us, obviously, along with that is, they would say, here's what we're gonna have to add to the contract going forward to maintain it. So they're gonna give us a price, we have no idea where that's gonna come in, how much that's gonna be. Once we get that, we'll kinda see what the cost is and whether it makes financial sense to do that.
Yeah.
And that would just be on the football part, not over by the soccer.
Well, we asked for them to do on the football, and we asked on the soccer, basically going around kind of where the baseball parking lot starts and going down toward the shed for, behind third base,
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically kind of in that area to kind of do the same thing.
yeah.
okay.
And whether,
Basically, the hill that the baseball field is on, though, that slope down is already pretty well soil and some grass with a lot of brush. So they were talking about, if they were willing to do the quote, cleaning it all up and putting grass on that and making that also just a grass and something you can maintain as a slope mow, instead of having to brush hog it and let it get so wild. So the other things we talked about was cutting back the whole strip, like I said, from the playground to the woods. The soccer field, they're going to push that back to the wood line past the batting cage. We're gonna talk to WAC about having the batting cage moved. They're gonna push back the edge of the soccer field. Let's see. They're gonna work the playground perimeter again. Clean up around the flagpole area down at the football field. Let's see, was that?
pushing, and they're also gonna push back and back of the scoreboard, because
Yes.
the scoreboard was basically, one side you could maybe get a mower by it, but the other post was, there wasn't enough. So so they're gonna make sure that and the mower is 5 feet, because it's a 60-inch mowing deck, so it'll basically be at least 5 feet in back of the scoreboard, so it doesn't start growing up on the scoreboard.
We do have an irrigation issue going on, and I was gonna ask Kristen to call the irrigation company. The irrigation system is in the run position and it's not working.
Okay. Did you hear that, Kristen?
I sure did. I'm gonna drop off and then have you connect to my phone so that we can finish closing up the park, okay?
Okay. Or we could talk to the well, yeah, once you're ready, give us a call, because I know you're trying to get out of there.
Yeah, we can
Okay,
talk.
thank you.
Yep,
we
bye.
can do generals. Okay. Shall we? Do that?
Just turn the light on for the, where it says.
Where it says push?
Yeah,
Okay.
as long as the light is green, we're good.
Yeah, okay, good, then we're good. I'm actually Allison Weldon.
Sorry.
I'm the secretary, because our president is at baseball right now, so, and you get me fresh from hockey, so here we are. Yeah, so we were just touching base with, I know, just never ends, about storage unit, and I guess now I have a few questions about landscaping.
So I threw together, just kind of a document. We're gonna make some modifications or run it by Naomi. If you wanna take a look at it. It's just something simple. We're saying like, we're kind of going down an untraveled road.
Right.
So it's just basically saying that, yep, somebody wants to put a storage unit or storage structure, and we're all on the same page, that this is what the rules are, and, you know, the term and everything like that. Not 100% sure yet that that's what's gonna be going to you guys. We're not I think we're not pausing the idea of you guys putting the structure down there. This is just kind of a formality thing, I think, that we're trying to come up with.
Okay.
We're also trying to make it so that it's fair to everyone who wants to put something on there, who
Right.
wants to put something low. So if WAC themselves decided, hey, we're no longer gonna store stuff in concession stands, we're gonna store it in
Yeah.
a bin like you guys, everybody's the same. The one thing to point out, it is up to 5 years per the RSA on that first page. It is renewable, you're gonna kinda end up doing it in 5-year chunks. You can have it up to 5 years. If you, after 4 months, say, hey, this isn't working, we're getting too many rats or mice
Right.
chewing things up, and it's not working, and we need to go a different route, then that's fine. But obviously, it's up to 5 years per the RSA, and then after that, we just basically
And we
come
just
in and.
do this
come in and-
again?
Yeah, basically come in and say,
Basically.
hey, we want to do it again, we want to do it for another 5 years, we're happy. There's not a whole bunch of graffiti all over the thing, you're maintaining it, it looks nice.
Now, the rent does triple every year too.
Well, you know, 0 is still 0. you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to make it a 5-year thing. You can come and do this
Yeah.
every year if you
Oh,
want.
can we? How lovely. That would be fun.
But no more than 5 years.
Yeah,
5 years
okay.
is long down the road. I mean, you guys might be building the structure down there, so.
You're talking a whole different people in 5 years from now. Just
Right, well, that's
a whole new set of parents to deal with in 5
Too,
years.
is like after 5 years, you got a whole different people like, oh, I didn't know anything about this, so.
Right, exactly.
Whether you wanna,
What do you mean?
it's 6 through 8, then you can say, okay, it's a 3-year thing, and then you kinda know that you're gonna get new people every 3 years, then.
Exactly. Okay, so this is a general, but not the explicitly done for,
It's
Okay.
pretty much the way it's going to be.
I believe our storage unit delivery has been pushed back to the last week of August. We were hoping for a little sooner, but that's just not gonna happen. We still don't have a specific date yet either. But that was what our meeting on Sunday said. Can I keep this?
Yes, you can. And the one thing the also
Pass that
do is-
along to the authorities?
The one thing is also whether the email you guys have goes to a general group would be great.
It does.
So it doesn't, just, so it doesn't go to Dave at Comcast.net, and Dave's got it in 2 years, and. it's not
No,
going
we have our own junior generals football at gmail.com, and we have junior generals flag football at gmail.com.
So just putting in the general email, so that
Right,
way we
and there's
know
always 3 or 4 people who have access to all of them.
so that it's going to a group of people and not just going
Yes,
to
it's
an individual who
going
maybe
to the organization, not the individual person.
That's what
Yes.
we're looking for.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And same thing with like the address, if it's going to a PO box, that's fine, but.
Yes, we have a PO box too. So about the landscaping.
Sure.
As we had talked about, Brownies, John Brown coming in to do those things. So are you doing those things? Should we not do that?
So.
Because
I
we,
talked to Don. I told him, don't do the hill above the football field, because you guys had that lined up still, or is that?
we do still have that lined up for the end of July, beginning of August, that he's gonna do that whole hill on the football field, both sides of the road driving in, because if we lose parking, if you don't take care of that. He was also gonna hit behind the scoreboard, behind the concession stand for us. And as much of the stuff he could get over by the baseball field as he had time. Because he's giving us a day to do whatever he can do.
Around baseball field playground does not have to be a priority, because we
Okay.
already talked to ASAP today, and we told them that needs to get
Done.
done.
And it's actually in
The contract.
their contract.
Okay, so should we tell him not to do the parts by the baseball field? If it's in your contract, then he should leave it alone? Okay,
Yeah.
Just the one thing to be careful of is there is the irrigation over there.
Well, he's not gonna be going in there.
No, there's irrigation even on
on the hill.
on the hillside. He just needs to be careful when he gets down to the bottom, not to hit the irrigation.
On the football field side?
Uh-huh. Yep, on the bottom, there's,
But the pipes ran under the parking lot and then over to the field.
it's somewhere coming over by the corner of the rocks.
Okay.
So just, when it's coming into the
Are
edge of
those
the parking lot,
markable?
I didn't even know they were there, so.
I just know that they are there somewhere. I'd have to go back down and look
I
and see
know
where
all the
the,
stuff that goes down to the soccer field.
yeah.
I know where all that stuff is, but he doesn't have to worry about that section.
Right.
Just,
So
yeah,
he should just concentrate on the football field and the road?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll
The
let him
rest
know
is
that.
being handled
'Cause
by
we're,
ASAP.
okay, that's great. WAC is also splitting that with us,
Awesome.
just so you know. They agreed to split that 50-50 with us, since they use it in the spring anyway.
Is that something that would be of interest to you guys if we were to put grass up?
Oh, yeah. We've always been told that you can't control nature and it's not stoppable. So we just cut it all down over and over and over again.
You know, anything can be done with the amount of
How much it
It's
costs.
just money.
money and.
Yeah, it's
just money.
It's just money.
It's just
It's
money.
just money.
But yeah, I mean, if, the idea is that if we went in there, absolutely nuked it, and then poured loam on it until you could get grass, and then let the grass grow. And once you can get the grass growing, you're talking about just a mowing slope and
Right.
not having to brush cut it a couple times a year. So we're getting a quote on it. We'll see.
Get a quote. That sounds good. Get a quote on that. We would
What
love
if
that.
$100,000, we may go, thank you, but you can continue to brush hog it?
Yeah. That might be why this is what we do, to be honest with you, but
But the other
it never,
problem is
it never hurts to ask again, right?
The other thing comes into is the irrigation part of it, because there's obviously would be no irrigation on it, so it becomes,
That is true. Yeah.
Right, a bigger issue.
Yeah.
Everything is. Was that it? Is that all we talked about?
That was it.
yep.
Other than goalposts, but nothing's really changed on that scenario, so.
If you don't have any news for that up for us, then
It's just been determined that it's not a this season thing, but we would really like to try to get it done for next season, preferably in the summertime when no one's really utilizing the field, so we don't get in anybody's way. So we wanna stay on the ball because we don't want the other stuff to slow us down. So I know that she's working up the full plan to get to you. She finally got all the final quotes in, which was around $7,500 for 2 posts and delivery. So,
Now, are those going to be kind of like they are now, where they kind of have the soccer goal underneath?
no, they're football
Just football.
uprights.
football uprights.
True football
Two
upper?
true football uprights.
So just a single post going down?
And they're yellow, if you want to know. They're yellow.
Does that cover installation?
That is not installation. Because we have contractors within our program who are willing to donate their time, and that's the part that we need to still narrow down and put on paper and get to you.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we need that in the whole overall donation to the town.
Right.
Yeah. And then we'll have to do the public hearing and all,
Because of the amount.
because of the
Yes.
It's not a building.
Yeah, I don't think it needs anything. I can ask,
Yeah.
I can always make that phone call, but I don't think there's anything
Nope.
restricting it, I don't. But I'll make that phone call and follow up on it. Yeah, other than that, we have a known irrigation issue we're following up on.
I heard that.
And, you know, we'll, hopefully get the fields back, they're a little dry.
They are,
Should be all right.
they are a little dry. Okay.
When we had 10 inches of rain in May, we weren't worried about it.
Right. Now you have nothing. Isn't that how it always goes?
I'm sorry, what was the cost of the goalposts?
The cost of the goalpost was $7,590 for posts and shipping.
For both of them?
Both, yes, 2 posts and shipping.
We'll have to have
We gotta talk about that.
we'll have to have a meeting to talk about it so you can accept it
Right.
at the town level. Easy enough,
Because those posts have been there
long time.
at least 9 years. Because they've been there ever since we moved to town, and that was 9 years ago.
They very well could be original.
They probably are.
To the field.
They probably are original, would be my understanding. They certainly look original.
The rust on everything else is right about the same level, so.
So, yeah. They certainly appear to be original.
Yeah, other than that, I think that's.
And they will be padded, by the way, just so you know. There will be a pad on that goalpost so that, children won't run into them. So, you know.
Had it, they'll run into it.
So now they'll really run into it,
You're
right?
making a target.
I
Right?
assume that you
That
have to
also-
only put that out for games, and it will be taken down. and-
I assume we would take them down for the winter, but they would probably up when we're in season.
Okay.
Because once we're in season, I mean, we're there all the time.
No, I'm just more concerned of it,
Them getting stolen would be our concern. But,
A, stolen, and B, I would be concerned about them just with all the sun just beating on that field
Yeah,
all day
weather.
long, that it would just, the sun would just destroy them. And whether how hard they are to connect or disconnect,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Time will tell. That's
So whether you
that's
take
a
them
next
back-
season concern.
Or whether, yeah, next season when you put them in, whether it's easy enough to walk out and clip them on and remove, and take them off.
Right, it might be something we only use for game time, just because they look cool, you know?
Okay.
Okay, so we're to tell Brown and Son, John Brown, not to do anything by the baseball field?
You can just focus on football and the road.
Road.
Yep,
Okay,
yep. The rest of it is being handled.
okay.
And
Sounds
I
good.
believe we agreed that he was gonna try and have it done by the end of August.
Middle of August,
Yeah,
yes.
Middle of August, because we noted that we wanted everything clean for the beginning of the football season. At, a minimum, so he's gonna go after it.
Okay, good. Football season starts September 6th, okay?
We're trying
First
to-
game of the season.
We're working on it, that's why we told him all.
And we're at home, so.
So throw a party the night before, leave the field trash.
Nothing else for us?
No,
Excellent.
thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Support on
Thank you.
helping maintain.
Yeah,
We
I
love
appreciate it. I had a feeling that when we said something about being grassed over, they might be interested. We talked about it with Ron, and we were like, yeah, with all the money they're spending, they might be willing to offset or,
It's not gonna be cheap.
oh, I know it's not. 'Cause
Right,
that's
hang
all
on, I'm gonna
boulders.
put you back on speaker.
Like, that's just gonna eat Phil like crazy before they can get home.
All right, we got Kristen back, so you wanna,
right, Kristen.
we're done with we had the John Stark Junior Generals in. They are going to have, John Brown come in and he is going to brush hog the hill going up by the baseball, by the, football, on the football field, up to the road. He's gonna do both sides of the road, and then if he has time, he'll work around the scoreboard and the far end of the field and around the concession stand. He's basically giving them a day's worth of work. And he will have it done, what did he say?
July or August.
Beginning part of
Yeah,
August.
by beginning of August.
So it's ready for football season.
And she said, what, home game was 6 September?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so we should probably note that with ASAP
okay.
and just be like, hey,
Needs
opening
to be
game,
perfect.
home, at home, everything needs to be perfect down in Bowling.
It
before
needs
that
to be,
game.
we need to reach out to them and say, when are you going to line it for your first home game?
Reach out to generals.
The Generals, find out when they're gonna when they want to line their field for their game, and then work backwards from there and say, okay, Generals are coming in to line their field on X date, you guys need to be done 2 days ahead of that,
Yeah,
so that,
yeah.
did you get that, Kristen?
I did.
Okay.
All right. Let's bounce back to the budget and finances real quick. How are we looking with all of our bills and everything, Kristen?
How are we looking with all the bills and things like that?
Oh, now she can't hear you.
Yeah, now you
I
Convenient.
brought up money.
brought up money. Kristen, you still with us?
Are you able to hear me?
Now we are able to hear you. Couldn't hear you before.
I'm so sorry. So, yes, we went over the bills today, Beth and I, and we are still in line with all of our accounts. The one thing that Beth said is, anytime I've been submitting a bill, she's been unfortunately putting it under Chase Park Supplies. So if you have a copy of the line items, you might see that it looks like we're getting close to spending what we talked about today is making them more specific. So if the item that's purchased is a different line, lot bolted or a different park specific, that we'll document it a different way so that she doesn't just make the assumption that I submitted it, it must be a Chase Park receipt.
Okay,
Okay.
Does that make sense?
yep.
And then-
But we're putting the trash and the septic systems are all going under their own individual, there's an individual budget lines for those, correct?
Yes, so what I was talking about specifically is a supply line.
Okay,
Everything that's come out from Country 3 Corners has gone, even though it's been allocated for other locations. For example, the locks at Bolton, the Hornet spray for Parrington. It's all come out of Chase Park instead of the park supply line. So we worked on that today, and it will be clarified a different way in the future to avoid that happening again.
so I think because Matt has purchasing, I think you, Ron, has purchasing. I know I do, and I believe Kristen knows. So I think we have it the same thing for Country 3 when we have, that it's just the officers and Kristen have access to spend on the account, that we put the park, whatever park it's going to is the first thing we say. So we say it's for Chase, and then I usually use the date and then kind of what it is. So like, you know,
Yeah.
Chase 7/15/25 wasp spray, and so that way they'll know. We help Kristen out and know where it's going.
Okay.
Also, we need to let Kristen know if you are going to purchase something. Hey, I'm spending $25 because we need wasp spray for, I saw a whole big nest down at Bolton. So as long as we know, so she knows that it's coming out, so that,
All of our line items are looking good.
When Matt did his purchasing, he did exactly the right thing because it was itemized for what it was used for, and I was able to receive the invoice as well as match it to the Country 3 invoice, which Beth said she appreciated. May I please talk about the spending on hours for Chase Park?
yep,
Yeah.
So I am up 88 hours over where I was last year. But if you think about this year versus last year with regard to the number of closures that we had, that accounts for the being up 88 hours. We went through week by week and compared it with dates that we were closed last year versus we've only closed one day this year due to inclement weather. What I've done on the other days, those Saturdays where it rains, I've reduced staff down to a minimal number. So we are still trending within budget because last year I came in under $1,800, and this year I'm trending to stay under budget financially, but I am over slightly on hours now. Although in this week's submission of hours, we will be under where we were a year ago.
Okay. All right. So overall, everything looking good with hours and finances.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any facility updates other than what we've already covered for Bolton? You're going to contact the irrigation company, please?
Absolutely, I understand. I'll take care of that tomorrow morning.
Okay. Anything on Chase Park we need to know about?
We did address that picnic table issue that unfortunately was brought to us not the most effective way. If a park goer had simply said that they had concerns about the tables, we would have gone out and addressed it immediately, which is always the most effective way. But we do reset the tables every morning and assure that they're where they should be, where they were placed at the beginning of the season. Unfortunately, once the day gets going, we really have not too much control over where people move them around to. But we have included, since that comments on Facebook, we have included in our greeting, please leave the tables where you you found them on the weekends, because that seems to be where most of the movement occurs.
Okay.
And can you explain what the incident was so that those who are kind of looking a little perplexed?
No, I know what it is.
There was a comment that made it onto one of the public order Facebook pages complaining about the safety of the tables being placed on an incline, and then how it was just a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That table was addressed at the very next day, and the comment was removed because it received not favorable feedback from the people who viewed it in town.
Okay.
And while we don't want to spend our time like monitoring Facebook pages and looking for complaints, what we want to do is be more vigilant with addressing issues as they come up. And so it's just one more thing that we've added to how we open and close the park each day and night, that everything is reset.
Okay. Well, thank you for dealing with that. I saw that issue going down as well. And let me say, I think on behalf of Park and to the town, like, we understand there's gonna be issues and concerns, and it would be preferable if there are concerns for people to reach out directly to us, the Park Director, the Park Commission. Let us know what the problems are, come to a meeting, email us, so that we can resolve them as quickly as possible. Facebook isn't always the best place to try and get things accomplished. I think we're all willing to do what we can to help resolve situations, but we need to be informed of them.
Now, remind me, how many new picnic tables were put out there this year?
6.
Six?
Yeah, 6 picnic tables. Brand new. Kirsty.
How are the new, speaking of the new picnic
Yeah.
tables, how are they holding up this year so far?
So far, so good.
Good. Awesome. What about the benches?
They're very easy to keep clean, which is a bonus of them, and they do look still in brand new condition, which is also another bonus. Where the painted ones, we have to maintain them annually to keep them looking nice, so that's a bonus too.
Okay,
Awesome.
let's go on to the next one.
Yep.
Seems like you have nothing else for Chase?
The geese are bad, but we're managing that too, and it's part of what we remind people on the way in, that we have staff that are going out every 30 minutes to sort of comb through the lawns and make sure that everything is good, but they really do focus on the smaller beach area, and then at night when we're closing, we're keeping across this reflective material that was sold specifically to deter birds, and it seems to be helping considerably.
Okay. Anybody have any ideas to help control the bird problem?
Has, I mean, it probably has, but has having them relocated come up?
They fly. How do you reach?
just.
No, fishing.
They're
game.
not there, they're not there during the day. I don't even know where they disappear to during the day. And all of a sudden, they don't even really come back, correct, Kristen, until you guys are long gone, correct?
Relocate them. Fishing game.
That's correct.
Okay,
Okay.
People hang up shiny CDs in their gardens to keep birds away. I don't know if it works for geese or not.
okay.
Okay, how about Einison? Other than what we've already discussed with landscaping, any other issues?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not at this time, just because it's not really being used on any regular schedule. One of the things, though, that we did talk with the ASAP group today is that part of that contract involves going over the infield diamonds, and Einison is one of the places that definitely has not been gone over in the last month.
Okay.
And that field is actually still in use for games, because the church group has that on Monday nights. I know that, I believe one of the church groups has it on Monday night for pickup games.
So I remember us talking about that with ASAP.
Calendar that shows that, if I could be granted access, I would be grateful.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like we did note that for Bolton, but I don't see it being noted for Inison. So do we need to let them know about Inison's diamond as well?
So when I read the contract today, I highlighted in mine exactly where it says that all of the diamonds, Carrington, Colton, and Inison would be treated weekly during the season and bi-weekly during the off-season until it was used again.
Okay. All right, I'll follow up with Tracy and ASAP. I'm sure I'm gonna send them a copy of this, list you send me, and I'll follow up with them to make sure they understand about all the baseball
And
diamonds.
when you look at the list I sent you, if you see something that I've forgotten before you send it off, you just reach out and I can add it on, because I went by the notes that I took while we were walking.
Yep. No, absolutely, yeah, I'll review it and bounce it back off you if there's any changes. Okay, what about the electrical thing? The outlet on the side of the dugout at Inison?
I went down and
That
looked
broke.
at that. It didn't just fall off by itself.
No, it was broken
No,
off.
broken
It
off.
really looks like it was hit with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And it was a piece of conduit that came up, which was snapped, and then a box, which I assume is off, because if you go out behind the backstop is where the power comes in, there's a meter, and there's a bunch of circuit breakers out there. I took some electrical tape and taped the conduit together and screwed the thing back up, but I don't think it's live. I didn't check it. And I got to wondering, I mean, do they use electricity for the batting cages, for batting machines at all?
No.
Because it's not, it was on the backstop side, not the far side
Yeah.
of the,
Yeah.
of the
I
dugout.
don't think anybody still knows why there was an electrical outlet placed on the side of the dugout.
Anyway,
Um,
cosmetically I fixed it, but I don't know functionally if it's,
Yeah, I don't know if it's live. I don't think it's been live as far as I know for a long time. And I think we cut the power off to everything on that pole, because it used to power a light that was up on the backstop or on the pole behind it, but that hasn't been functional in ages. But I just want to make sure that was taken care of.
We can check on it.
Yeah, if we
So-
just follow up on it.
We take down a little portable fan or something, the electrical fan, and plug it in and see if it actually got power to it. And
I have a little tester I can.
well, I screwed it back onto the dugout, so.
Thank you. At least the conduit's not filling up with water in rainstorms. So. All right, anything else for Inison?
Anything else for Inison? How's the grass look there? Do we know how the irrigation's working at Inison?
It's very green and it seems to be working well. The other thing is, up until today, when the subcontractor for ASAP went to clean it up, we would have had more to talk about. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So corrections were made as of the mowing
It's
today?
in really nice shape, except for the part where he's gotta go, where Dawn is going to go behind the dumpster, and shed area and push it back to the agreed upon 5 feet.
Okay. You know what we forgot is that picnic area behind the parking lot. That was one area that I noticed was not getting cut and was cut last year. There's like 2 or 3 picnic benches shoved up in a corner behind the parking lot near the batting cages. And
Okay.
now they're all overgrown. I'll have to add that to our list. Oh, and just so you know, we decided we're gonna push on WAC a little bit about that building and getting it finalized and donated to the town, instead of playing games about it. As soon as they get a director and a president, we're gonna reach out and lean on them about that building.
Because in case you don't understand what he means, is the concession stand at Einison, the new one, the two-story one, is still not a town building. It is still technically a WAC building because they have not officially donated it to the town because we would probably have to get with the building inspector and say, hey, here's what needed to be done a year ago or whenever the last time they went out. So you need to get with the building inspector and say, hey, what do they need to finish this so that we can get it to them? And whether we put the screws to them and say, you have until December 31st to finish it, otherwise we're gonna overlock it and you will not have access to get into that building until it's done.
Steve, I wouldn't say something like that. This has been an issue in the last 3 years since I stepped down from the board that has been ongoing.
That's why we decided we're gonna lean on them on it.
That's kind of why we're gonna start to lean a little bit harder on them to see if they'll finally get it done.
Well, I think before we lean on them, we need to let them know what our expectations are, rather than start with a fight, especially because they're having a turnover of people. I think before we, put the screws to them, we need to say, this is what's been going on, what's your plan to do it? We kind of expect you to have this wrapped up by December 31st. And if that doesn't happen, then we'll have to, reconsider our options type thing.
Agreed, I
Yeah.
only brought it up because it's the only leverage that we technically have.
Right, right. And we may not need leverage. It's probably not on their agenda every week.
That's-
And we need it on their agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
If I could call them, can I get on your agenda? All right, what about Purington? Let's move on to Purington.
I think as far as parenting goes, it's all in those notes from the ASAP law, correct?
Okay, just landscaping issues? How about the tennis courts, the gazebo, skate park? How are we looking with all that stuff?
So, we have re-secured that, I think, not the rail piece, from last month's meeting. With regard to the tennis court, I still don't have the ability to change the numbers, and I've noticed that we are receiving fewer messages about tennis, court usage, but when I drive by, it is almost always in use.
Okay.
So whether we haven't changed, then I think we probably have not changed that number, and everybody kind of just knows what the number is now, the gate number, and we haven't changed it in,
2 months.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 months.
yeah. I know that we talked about with ASAP tonight on the skate park, and I actually saw another truck back over there as I was pulling in for this meeting, whether they went over and actually weed whacked around that. He's gonna work with, them so that when they're mowing the gazebo field, that they send a runner to walk over to the skate park, literally they're right there, to walk around the skate park and weed whack it out and be done.
What is the process for changing the code for the tennis courts? Do we know that?
We can get with we'd have to get with Denise.
Okay.
That is the problem that I don't know. I really don't know how to change it.
There, it may be in the box in here, in the thing is, there's a separate there's a key that goes into the side of the lock that you can turn it and then be able to change the code. And then
But then we have to call them.
then we have to change the voicemail message to say the new code as of January 5th or July 15th, 2025 is 1234 or whatever we want to make it be.
So are you going to handle that, Kristen?
will you look to get the instructions on how to change the lock at the tennis courts?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else with the tennis courts? Do we have any complaints about the surface or anything? New complaints about the surface? No?
No?
Okay. How are the benches doing in there? They seem to be respected and not being beat up?
Did you say how are the benches doing?
Yes.
At each of the parks, they're doing really well.
Great. Okay.
And
Alright.
I can tell you that at Chase Park, we have people who have very nice comments about them, like how much they appreciate them and where they're placed.
Okay. So I just want, so everybody can hear, who might be listening later or whatever. Kristen was saying that there's been a lot of compliments about the benches down at Chase Park and that a lot of people appreciate them. So thanks again to John Moole for doing all those, and it's nice to hear that they're being appreciated. All right. You got anything else for us, Kristen?
Not at this time. We did receive our new staff shirts. We were a little bit behind on that for this year, and so you'll see us up there in the bright coral shirts this year.
Okay. Everything working out good with boat stickers and car stickers?
Knock on wood, yes. We are at road sticker 195, and we are at car sticker 572, I think we left off on tonight, so we're still in the right space as far as staying under the numbers that we ordered.
Okay, cool.
We had a very successful 4th of July.
Awesome.
And I think what we didn't anticipate was how busy we were going to be on the Sunday associated, the Sunday that followed 4th of July, because that was perhaps one of our busiest days. There was a period for about 35 minutes where we didn't have a spot left.
Sometimes it's a good problem to have.
It was. And I am the most proud to say that this year we've made it to whatever it is today, July 15th, without needing to call Ware Police Department for any sort of issue. We've handled everything that's come our way on our own.
Awesome. That's good news. It's really good news. All right. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
How did the gazebo field fare after the fair?
So
To hold up
it
decent.
seemed to hold up okay. That corner, looked about as rough as it usually does. But yeah, it seemed to hold up pretty good. I think traffic this year was less at the festival, which I was
Yeah.
surprised because the weather was pretty nice from the past couple of years. But yeah, the grass did seem to take it pretty well.
Yeah.
And the heavy trucks, we were worried about that.
Yeah, it didn't.
No, they did okay.
Yeah, they did okay. I still think we need to approach them about putting that generator trailer on the asphalt next year, just to avoid any concerns of issues.
Yeah, no, it seemed to do okay.
Yeah.
I know across the street, the softball field, there was that one spot where it seemed to have take a while to bounce back, was where they have the slide come down.
Mhm.
And the base of the slide, that seemed to not as fair as well. Good.
Yeah, gazebo field turned out really good. We got lucky with that, so.
Yeah, but I didn't seem to be as, when we were there, at least didn't seem to have as much overall traffic. Whether, we'd have to ask them, how were their numbers this year versus last year? I don't know.
Just from being there, the past couple of years doing scout stuff, that you could see the numbers were definitely lower this year than they've been in the past. But yeah, our part of it worked out great.
Good.
So, I don't think we really have anything else to go over. Kyle was looking into some stuff for the pumpkin hunt coming up in the fall. We're gonna get together about stuff at Bolton. Hopefully we can get Bolton wrapped up here soon. I'll be in contact with ASAP. Kristen's gonna call the irrigation company. Have we heard back from anything on the seniors yet? Cause I have not heard anything.
Nope,
Okay.
I think that was Kyle that was
So Kyle might have been handling that.
that.
Reach out to him by email and see what he's got. Has anybody else got anything they wanna go over? Any,
The lack of dumpsters doesn't seem to be a problem.
No?
When I was down there raking wood chips, there was a bunch of little trash thing over by the dumpster. It was all dog poop bags.
yeah,
People pick it up and then they just leave it there. So, but since you put the signs up, I haven't seen that.
yeah.
So the signs seem to be working really well.
Thank you for pointing that out. I want to thank DPW for getting those signs up. They look great. Like you said, they seem to be doing the job. I'm not hearing any complaints about it. And they're exactly where we wanted them. So thank you very much for putting those up. They're doing exactly what we asked them to. Signs, did you find out anything about the signs we were talking about for all the other rules, restrictions?
No, but I've started working on it.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that maybe we want to kind of standardize the signs for all of the parks and fields, and, because I was at Chase Park getting my sticker the other day, and they have a bunch of things, and I said, well, you know, we need to have those on all the fields. I mean, the no dogs, no firearms, no fireworks, no camping, that kind of stuff, you know, and then put Parks and Rec at the bottom with our website so people can contact us and not go on Facebook to complain about that. So I'm working on kind of standardizing that, and it'll probably take a couple of iterations from us to go over and see if we've forgotten anything or need to add anything. But
Okay, sounds good. You know what I thought about again? Who did the lines, who does the lines at Chase Park for the parking lot? Was that DPW, or did the town or park have to pay for that to be done?
They haven't been done in forever.
Yeah. The reason why I bring it up is we moved to the, you know, we've made some modifications to how we do things in town with the accessible porta-johns, the ADA compliant sandbox, and if we were to continue on that trend a little bit, we, by parking lot size, should have at least one handicap parking spot at Chase. It's something,
we don't have any?
there's no designated handicap parking spots at Chase. It is a small parking lot, but it just meets the
Criteria.
the criteria for having at least one marked. So if we're gonna continue down this road of trying to become a little bit more ADA compliant with our realm of control in the town, we probably need to look into either having the parking lot, a parking space marked, or just putting a sign on a designated spot.
And you'd almost have to put it by the pavilion and put it the last spot closest to the dumpster, because that spot's a big enough spot, or at least doesn't have anybody, wouldn't have nobody next to it, so you could put a van if you needed to put a van there.
I think we have to have one.
Well, no, because it's basically would be big enough that we could, there's nobody parks on the other side of it and they say park in a spot. So we've never had anybody parking down by the dumpster or down by that old bathhouse.
Okay. Is that that's on a pretty good slope though, isn't it? I think that.
No, that one's not. Once you start going further down the hill, yes.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea. We should have one designated with a sign
Yeah.
and paint.
Yeah. All right, I'll track down a sign. I wonder if DPW has one. Might
Be a place to
save our
start.
bacon, yeah. Not have to spend any more money. Okay. All right, I'll follow up on that.
I'll follow up on sand.
Okay. We're gonna talk about the excavator process for Bolton. And I think that is it. Going once? Going twice? All right, I will take a motion to end the meeting at 8:40.
I'll make a motion that we end the meeting at 8:40.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Well done.
Sorry that took so long. I think we got a lot.
That was pretty good.